Everyone, how's it going? My name is Arabella Espinoza, and I am here with Holly Rose Stones.
Hello.
So excited! Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
It's awesome to be here with you.
And
Um,
you. This is exciting.
yeah, yeah, you guys, welcome back to Adobe Live. We have a really awesome stream, 2-day stream with Holly. Yeah, let us know in the chat where you're watching from. We'd be happy to. Oh, hi, Ferry. We got some people already in the house.
Yeah.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Mike. Hi, Steve. Thank you, guys. We're really excited to get this day started. But yeah, super fun to have some people in the chat already. Great time. So yeah, if we can take a look at the schedule. And actually, real quick, hey, Paco, I don't know why, but I'm not seeing, the main screen for you. So thank you. Thank you. Awesome. We've got the schedule up here. So at 7:30 a.m. we had Claudie, getting started with, she's from Print My Soul. And so we just had Paul give the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge before this. Make sure that you rewatch it throughout the stream, because we'll actually be reviewing some of those challenges. I'll talk a little bit about the challenge a little bit later, and then we've got Holly until about 11:30 doing some photo compositing. It's going to be a really fun project. You'll see soon. And we've got Andrew with the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge at 11:30. We've got Jay Master doing 3D and AR design at noon. We've got Jesse doing the XD Daily Creative Challenge at 2 p.m. Kyle T. Webster for a draw along at 2:30 p.m. and Voodoo Val versus Tyler Pate for a design off at 3 p.m. So we've got a full day of all sorts of things. So lots of learning, and I hope you stick around and just kind of play this in the background. But yeah, we're so excited. I'm happy to have you, Holly. I love
I'm
your
so
work.
excited.
So
Oh, thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. And tell us where you are from and a little bit about what you do.
So my name is Holly, and I am from Doncaster, which is where I currently am. It's 5:30 and still light. But yeah, I am a photographer, mixed media artist, I'd say more digital artist. And I do self-portraits. I specialize in self-portraiture. And yeah, I've just been doing this for a few years now, and I love it. It's my favorite thing to do ever.
That's amazing. Yeah, let's maybe take a little bit of a look at your work, because I think you kind of have to see it. So it's just so like whimsical and like just dreamy. Like you have some really beautiful work. So it's so fun.
Yeah, I think I just like pour all my sort of imagination onto this.
Oh, it is so good. I love it.
Creative outlet. But yeah, I do sort of like different projects and different work alongside the self-portraits as well. So I've got like, all the different things that I do here.
Oh my God, that's lovely. How long have you been doing this?
So I've been doing this I've been doing self-portraiture about, since I was about 14. So it's about, I can't work that out, 13 years now. But I really started sort of doing it really intensely and taking it seriously when I was probably about, I think I was just like in my first year at university. I didn't do too much socializing. I was basically on Photoshop all the time. That was my friend. I used to spend like 11 hours a day. You come
to the right community, because all of us are basically on Photoshop or streaming or doing something.
Exactly. So I'd literally spend the whole day just, on Photoshop, learning new techniques. I'm kind of self-taught, but I would say, I went to uni for photography.
Amazing.
But that was like more photography, like photographic art. So they did a lot of film and things like that, which I also did. But where Photoshop was, you know, my favorite thing to do, I sort of just spent my whole time doing that anyway. But yeah, then I sort of turned the camera again on me because I had no subjects and I was quite like I say, antisocial. I really wanted to just,
I mean, your best subject is right here. So, you know,
exactly. And I just used it. I mean, again, creativity and self-portraiture is a way of like, I use it to get my thoughts out, and it helps me sort of compartmentalize how I'm feeling. So again, that's just another way that I could like an outlet
yourself.
was with the self-portraiture.
That's amazing. Well, you guys should all follow her on Instagram. I believe it's Holly Rose Stones, right? Yes. So go follow her and see more of her work because it's really beautiful. And yeah, so do you want to talk a little bit about the project that you're working on for the next 2 days?
Yes. So I decided to do, I think I put it out on Instagram just asking what people would like to see me edit.
I love that.
So a lot of people were saying the Flow project, which was this one. But then I got quite a few votes for the 3 Facts 1 Face, but this time I'm doing it about me. So the 3 Facts 1 Face project is a project which I started during lockdown, just after it started. I had a bit of well, I do self-portraits, but at that time I just didn't have any motivation to do or turn the camera on me. So I was like, I felt like I just wanted to connect with the world more and connect with the people. So I decided to put it on my Instagram and ask for people to send me their facts, 3 facts and face, and a portrait of themselves. And then I would just create from it. So use my imagination as I would usually on my self-portraits. I used it on a portrait of someone else. So it's quite interesting to get to know other people. I love that. So these sort of are the things, the portraits that have come out of it. Yeah. Amazing. And like this one was like, she loved Greek mythology, so I sort of used the olive branch. Like Josh, little symbols, little elements. Dragons. So I included this was actually his tattoo. I sort of used, again, like with my photography, I like to mix media, so illustration as well. Yes. Shelby loved alligators, so I just included an alligator. Oh my god, a little alligator swamp. Yeah. And she wanted to be a pilot one day, so I thought I'd just put her in the clouds. I love all this symbolism. Yeah, Kathy, she liked freshly mowed grass. That was her favourite scent, so I sort of included that. That's a very unique scent to be into. Yeah, I mean, I love it because we live obviously in the countryside, so it's really nice when you smell the grass. It's like really green too, I'm sure. So. Yeah. Nothing like California's golden meadows. So yeah, exactly. But yeah, so anyway, so I was doing all that over lockdown, and I enjoyed it so much. But recently I was thinking, what are my facts? I don't know. Yeah. So these are my facts that I'm going to be doing today. So I decided that I was going to go for something more like, I'd say, on the joyful side, trying to be all happy with my facts. And so I went for the fact that I love walking and hiking nature and countryside. Yes. Being in the garden amongst the flowers and indoors with my plants. I've got loads of plants, you probably can see behind me. Yes. I've got a little jungle. Then the second one is the fact that I have super vivid dreams. I mean, you probably can tell from my work where the ideas come from. It's very common from like photographers or artists, you know, to like get a lot of their inspiration from their dreams. So I believe it for sure. Yeah. And then sometimes, I mean, I've had night terrors in the past where it's really quite dark, but I've put those into my work as well. But yeah, then I've got obviously quite a wildly random abstract imagination. Yes. And I channel that into my work. And then the final one is the fact that I love thrift shopping. And and buying outfits and props for my shoots. And also I've recently got a love for chairs, which is random, but basically upcycling and reupholstering furniture and secondhand furniture. So I thought I'd include as like props too, right? I'm sure. Exactly. Yeah. So the other day I was sort of going through all these facts and I was like, how could I put this into an image? Yes. I had a few more facts, but I thought I'll just keep it just to some simple ones for this one. But I've got a sketch which I did. I'll just bring it up now. Okay. So this is the sketch that I drew.
I
use a book which has got all my, in fact I've got it here. It's nice and jingly, so I need to bring it on.
Oh,
it makes me happy.
A little good jingle. I love it.
I write all my ideas into there. So this is from there, and yeah, amazing. I've got the chair. I've got sort of, I mean, in my mind, I can see where I'm going with it, but today, you know, it might change, it might evolve. We'll see.
Yes, I love it. We're really excited to take a look at how it all comes together. Yeah, you guys, if you have any questions throughout this entire stream, like, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I will do my best to, you know, ask Holly and, you know, keep it moving. So, yeah, she is here, you know, and I'm sure she has a wealth of knowledge. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
And I was actually going to say and offer it to the chat if you've got any suggestions whilst editing.
Oh, our chat loves that. Like,
well, I was going to ask,
chime in.
Yeah, if they have any either ideas or, you know, either or, I might say, do you like this or do you like this?
Yes, no, that's perfect. I will definitely include them and ask them. So cool. Someone just commented, Carol said, one woman's trash, you can find some good things gently used from thrifting.
Exactly.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you guys. Cool.
So shall we begin?
Let's get started. Yeah. And just as a quick reminder too, if you are watching this from YouTube, make sure to hop on over to Behance, because then you'll have a chance to access the chat and again, ask questions, you know, and interact with all of us. So make sure to hop on over to behance.net/live. Super fun. I love that you have that you used a sketch too, to kind of figure out what your ideas were before getting started.
Like I say, I always sketch out all my ideas, and I mean,
That's brilliant.
Artists that you'll obviously have said before that dreams are where I get most of my work and ideas from. So every time in the middle of the night, I'll go to my notes app and just do a squiggle. And the amount of times that I wake up in the morning and I'm just completely
That's really smart.
What's that?
Yeah. I'm sure it's fun to look through.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's get some pictures open.
Awesome.
So I did a little scouting around. I'm using all my own stock images today.
Okay.
And I created a little bit of a mock-up just to get my head in the game with this. Which I'm just going to open. Oops, wrong one.
Awesome.
I'm just going to do that.
Perfect. The progress bar.
Oh, I know. The bane of everyone's
I know.
It's quite a big file, I think. But yeah, I've got loads of photos here which I took. So obviously I needed a picture of my face. So I've got just some.
Oh, lovely.
These, and then I did some with my hair up as well. I'm basically just using my face here, so
so you just need to kind of the background has to just be solid so that you can
just so I can cut it round. See how far we're going. Halfway. Should have opened this.
Someone said, Viola said, wish I could draw.
I can't. This is
just quick sketches, you know.
It was definitely just a quick. I mean, my eyes are huge on that.
Drawing is very tough. I hand it to people who are really talented at that. Carol's asking, do you wake up and think, whose face can I mess with?
I mean, do you know what? I've not actually thought of whose face I would love to play around with.
It'd be kind of funny if you did a celebrity series or something, where it's just.
That'd be cool.
That'd be kind of funny.
I'm trying to think of all the celebrities I could do now.
I know, right?
So, this is what I've got so far. I mean, to begin with, I just cut some photos out just to, but I'll start from the beginning again just so that it can.
I love these colors though already.
Yeah, I love. This is one of my favorite colors at the moment. Sort of a dark burnt green. Pink and green.
Is it kind of like mauve almost? Mauve?
Yeah. And I mean the color of the chair. So let me just take all my.
It's so cute.
Layers off.
I love it.
So this is a chair that I acquired recently.
Beautiful.
It is my boyfriend Jack's stepmom's grandma's chair. And it handed it down. Grandma's mum, sorry, not grandma. So she gave me this chair for free, and I'm going to reupholster it because if you zoom in, you can see it's a little bit. It needs cleaning up, but that's the joy of it. I love it. I love that. Like it's so beautiful. It's really
yeah, totally.
So yeah, what I'm going to do is start. So the color I'm going to start with obviously is this nice color, really dark, like sandy, like grey, pinky, warm. And I've been playing around with a lot of textures recently, so I've decided to
add a little something.
But I think this is going to change because I've got some other textures that I want to work with.
Nice.
But I'm just going to bring back the chair, and I'm just going to cut this out first.
Oh, Christina says, honestly, this looks really cool already. Oh, that's so sweet.
And I didn't want to start with everything in place, but I think with this project, it's kind of, you kind of need to, on the wrong layer there. There we go. You kind of need an idea in mind so that I can roll with it.
Yeah,
but I'm just going to cut this chair out. So what I've got is the brush tool. I'm going to lay a mask, and I'm just going to go through this. And obviously, this is a long way of doing it, but I like to do it with a paintbrush because it just feels.
Yeah. Are you using like something. A pen?
Yeah, I've got a Wacom tablet.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see, like, I kind of feel like, especially like painters and stuff, like to use that kind of like the tablet because it like helps it feel like it's, you know.
So I've recently got the iPad, and I've been using, in fact, I think a couple of 3Facts one I actually edited on there on Photoshop.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it felt so nice because it was just, obviously you could.
Very seamless. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the Photoshop app on the iPad is amazing. They did a really great job.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually got that just as we went into lockdown. So I've done quite a few things just as we've gone into lockdown.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm just going to go around this. This obviously, it's going to take a little while, but it'll be
people. I'm sure people will ask questions. This is basically an ask a question.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So you said you get most of your inspiration from like dreams and nightmares. Have you ever had like those like lucid dreams where like you wake up and you're dreaming?
I've had a few where you sort of go back into it and you feel like you've been there, and you're like, that's happened to me. I like it's weird. It feels like I've had like another world, like in my own head. But then I know how boring it is for people to listen to my dreams, so that's why I put them down on.
You're like, I'll put them down on a notebook, and
I wake up and I always tell my boyfriend Jack, and he's just like, another dream.
Cool. He's like not impressed at this point. You could tell him the craziest story, and he'll be like, huh?
He's just like, that was strange.
Looks like we've got some people in the chat saying they also have lucid dreamed.
Oh yeah. I've had a couple of like really, really bad night terrors, and
I'm sure
scary.
Yeah,
I did a photo a couple of years ago, and I just had this nun screaming in my face, and then there was like robots climbing up the wall, and I was literally couldn't move in the bed. It was really strange.
Oh, that's so scary.
Yeah.
And you said that you did go to the University for Photography?
Yes. So I went to Westminster Uni in London, and I did photographic arts, and it was a really good course. They didn't teach as much Photoshop, like I said, so I spent a lot of time doing that because I knew it was something that I wanted to. They did like the basics and everything.
Right.
They were very much into film and
film photography, kind of like 35 millimeter.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting.
Which was good because it taught me.
I think people need to like that should be like for sure a lesson, like in most photography courses. I think there's something about film that like teaches you certain
it definitely does.
Things, techniques.
Yeah. And light and like shadows and, and highlights. Like obviously with my work now, I do add quite a lot of shadows where there needs to be shadows. So it's kind of like, it went hand in hand with that at the time.
Yeah. Very cool though. And I'm glad that, I mean, that you kept, you were like, well, I definitely needed to keep this Photoshop thing going. Like,
I think I had like I did a bit when I was probably about 15, 16. Like I would take photos in my bedroom of myself and then just like manipulate them in Photoshop. But really it was on, or like the free programs online that you can get. And so I had like a real interest for it, but I didn't really start learning Photoshop until I was probably about 19.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a bit before that.
Yeah.
So it was a few years later. And then I went to uni.
Yeah, that's cool though.
But it was,
I feel like Photoshop always is so intimidating at first, but then once you get going and you look at videos and watch Adobe Live, start to pick it up.
I know. I wish we had this back then.
I know. My partner and I also, we didn't know about Adobe Live until we started hosting. And it's such an incredible resource. So cool. And I mean, and even now more than ever, especially during COVID and
definitely,
during these times where people are just online more or need something to do while, just you want to pick up a hobby or some skills.
Yeah.
It's perfect for that. And they have so much on their schedule now. When I read that schedule, I'm like, oh, it's a really big schedule. All day.
I know. I've been watching on the run up to this, and there's been some amazing people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much from them as well.
Oh, totally. And thank you, Cody, for plugging that in. So because of, just this community and Adobe Live, there's all these challenges too. So I know we talked about it a little bit earlier when we were going over the schedule, but later on today during the stream, we will be reviewing some of your challenges from the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge that Paul Traney gave before the stream. And just as a reminder, that challenge is the incorporate text into a photograph using distortion effects. And thank you, Paco. That's where you can submit. Right above the chat, there is a tab called challenge, and it tells you all the details that you need to know to sign up on Discord. And that way you can submit your challenges and we can review them and you can get some feedback. Especially with Holly here, she can give some fun feedback, any of that. So
I'm excited to see those.
Super cool. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun, especially because I think it's also something that works with multimedia or kind of multiple things. Because sometimes the challenges can be either they are very out there and it's super fun. Sometimes it's space themed, or sometimes it's, certain things. But it's perfect that yours is incorporating text in some way to a photograph. So I think it works.
Cool. I'm just going around here. I mean, this is very rough and I'll probably clean this up later, but just to show you how I would do this. There's so many different ways of cutting objects.
Totally. We already had a couple of people say in the chat you could probably do selection or other kind of tools. People in the chat love to give suggestions too.
I mean, I'd love that. I do it as well, but I just feel like it's more comfortable doing it this way.
And that's totally that's what is comfortable for you and what works for you, and that's totally fine.
And obviously I would usually spend quite a long time on an image.
Totally.
I'm used to this way.
No, that makes so much sense.
And I'll probably clean this up later anyway.
Christina says, when I use the brush tool to clean straight edges, I shift click from one point to the other and it's so satisfying. I guess that means it's the shift click from one point to the other. I think it makes it very straight or perpendicular or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one, Christina. I'm pretty sure I've done that actually. I think it's very helpful when you want a straight line of drawing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to try it. Shit. Oh. Yeah.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, I love that.
It probably won't make sense with some of the curves in this one, but
yeah. So we're almost at this chair.
Perfect. And while you're finishing that up, how long does it usually take you to do like a project like this?
So it depends what I'm working on, but a project like the 3 facts is usually like, I mean, I've been coming back to them the next day, so it will take like 3 hours to edit, and then I'll come back and then go over it again. So you never know exactly how
long something will take.
But usually I don't like to, I'm quite an impatient editor, so like
I'm with you on that.
Done stuff quick. Yeah. And if it's not going right in the first like hour, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, like forget it.
Yeah, I mean, during obviously this period of time that we're in, it's been easier to actually sit down and take time. So that's why I've
Oh yeah, totally. And for a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. I think personal projects are like one of the best ways to improve your skills, you know, and just like fine tune, you know.
Exactly. Like, I mean, I do a project called 7 Days with Holly, and it's basically a self-portrait a day for 7 days. So I basically take a photo and do an idea on a day and make sure that I upload it to wherever, Instagram, social media, my website. On that day, and people join in. So if you go to hashtag 7 Days with Holly, then you can see other people's input. But I do like themes. So I did like a 7 Deadly Sins theme. I've done like a rainbow theme, so different colors. And actually that's where,
so
like,
cool.
Yeah, I love like it because it's sort of, I mean, I'm such an experimenter anyway.
Yeah.
When it comes to like any kind of like mixed media and things like that. So that's sort of like,
I like that it makes sense too with the number 7, like the themes that you pick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I asked on Instagram, and people were saying, you know, that would make a good one.
Yeah.
So people have like, it's nice because it's like collaborative, which is what I love, because then you get to see other people's take on it.
Totally.
But I do those like once every 6 months. So just before again we went into lockdown, I was doing that, and then picked up the 3 Facts on Face project after that, because I was like, I've done the 7 Days of Holly. So
yeah.
You're just gonna have to ignore the lumps and bumps out of here.
That's okay.
But I like to do this, and then I'll go back and refine.
Yes. Yeah, this is definitely fascinating. I think we've got a couple people being like, oh, you know, there's this option, there's this way. And there's so many ways.
People do this.
Yep.
Don't worry, I'm going to do something next anyway.
Perfect. But no, I mean, whatever works for you and whatever feels comfortable for you.
This is the thing, like I was worried because, I mean, these are only 90 minutes, so you've only got a certain amount of time to do stuff. But like, I can't change the way that I
it's your process, and
not for this.
You just have to do it your way. Totally.
So I'm just going to finish this chair off.
Awesome. Love it. Oh, I just love this monochrome look already too. It's like that mauve on mauve.
I picked the color up from around here, I think, and then just pasted it into a background layer.
Nice.
And then I've just played around with the opacity of it with
Noor is right there with you. They say for me, even though I can use select subject, I just use the pen tool, even though I know it'll take longer.
Exactly. And I don't want to rush. I mean, it is looking rushed, but I didn't want to just do something that I wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, totally. Exactly.
And I will probably clean this up in a bit anyway.
Yes.
So now I've got the chair. I did.
That looks lovely.
I picked this picture. I just played around with I need to go back and redo the hair, but I was just playing around with if I could
If you could.
Get rid of the hair. Yeah. I mean, it needs cleaning up. But I also had this picture, but I wasn't sure. I don't know what people think.
Ooh, okay. So let's include the chat. You guys. Okay. So which one should she pick? Hair down or hair up? So we'll show it to you guys again so that you can see it. Hair down, or hair up. Let us know in the chat which one you are vibing with more, and she'll get to working on that one.
Yeah.
I think both are very unique, but yeah, I guess we'll see what people say. We'll
give them I feel like hair down, but it's only because
I think so. I think hair down for me personally too.
Yeah, just because
it feels very majestic.
Yeah, and as well with the eyes closed, I thought that sort of related to the dreams.
Yeah.
Because again, we've got to go back to the facts if we, I have vivid dreams. So I thought eyes closed.
Okay, so we've got down. We've got two ups, down. And then 3 more downs. So we have like 5 downs. I think we're gonna go with down.
Let's go with down. So I'm just gonna pick up.
Noor says make a morph of both. Oh no.
I could do that, but I feel like, well, I could put hair up on top of hair down. I don't know.
That's true, but I think the down is pretty cool.
I think that's the right one. I just need to pick up the photo again.
Okay, so Christina said she gave a good thing. She was like, I like the facial expression in both, but I feel like the hair down expression is dreamier, which, yes. I agree.
Exactly. When I was picking these yesterday, I was sort of like, yeah, that looks... Because I wanted my eyes to be open to start
originally,
with, yeah. But then
But the more you thought about it,
it
does go with that dream... the dream theme,
and the way the hair sort of goes over the chair, like I mean in the original sketch that I did.
Yes, this is amazing.
So it goes over the chair, but obviously I don't think, unless I really put my hair out, then I wouldn't be able to get it over the
right.
Do you know what I mean? So I'd have to. I could, but then I liked the way that sort of my head propped on the top of the chair. So anyway, let's get this picture.
I love it. It's great.
So this is going to take a lot longer, but we'll just get it in.
Yeah. And did you just use like what do you call those? Like a remote to like take your self-portraits, or do you have someone help you?
So I sometimes use my boyfriend Jack. He usually comes along and takes them for me. Otherwise, if I'm on my own, which I actually was yesterday when I shot these, I used my phone app. So I've got an app on my phone, and nice. I usually put it on a timer and have like a chair or like a stool next to me, and then just put the phone down there. And obviously for a headshot, it doesn't matter because it doesn't need to be in shot. So that's just the way that I do it.
That's awesome. Love it. And someone just asked, how do you select hair? So you're about to show us.
Yes. So this might be a bit of a I don't know, backhanded way of doing it, or not, not the correct way, but this is just the way that I do it.
Yeah, totally. I'm excited to see, because hair is always a really tough one. So
I don't use, with I'll just show you the 3 facts again. I'm not too worried about hair strands because I'll add them back in. So like Yinz's here, obviously it is very flat, but I really liked the idea of like adding them in. And I also tend to just, rather than the hair being like wispy at the ends, I will cut round it and make it quite like a harsh edge.
Yes.
And here, obviously, that blended in because that was a black photo anyway. But like, right. So I sort of avoid doing it for this because of, but with my other images, I'll spend as much time as I need to.
Yeah, totally.
So now I'm gonna, again, this is where I'm gonna get a select layer mask.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna put the hardness on a little bit more, maybe to about 90.
Awesome.
And flow a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a good choice.
Yeah. Oh, smooth. I like to play around.
with the settings. Yeah.
Yeah. Depends how. Just do that.
Awesome.
So
do you have, oh yeah, go ahead.
And I was just going to say, I'm going to cut off the hairs at the top there, because to me, I don't think I need it at this moment, but I might bring them back. And that's obviously the beauty of having a layer mask.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring it back.
Totally. Yeah. Masks are great. They're really helpful.
Love them.
Yes.
Okay. And now I'm going to refine. Do a refined.
Cool. I have a question for you, Holly.
Yeah.
So how much of your work is like personal projects, or have you ever worked for a client or any of that?
Yeah, so I have I've worked for in fact I can show you just quickly. It's a band, and these down here. So
that's
Bang
cool.
Romeo, they commissioned me to do some cool artsy photos.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Then I was on Attitude magazine. This was my photo in front of there, just with
amazing.
And then this guy is a pianist, so he commissioned me to do a cool photo to go behind when he was playing. So that was cool.
That's so cool. Wow.
And then this is a jewelry brand and things like that. So I just do a bit of everything, really, but lovely. Majority of the time it is personal.
Yeah. And I'm sure that's what brings you the most happiness, fulfillment. Yes, I'm sure.
Because I can be just so fluent with right. Like I say, if that's why I use myself, because I just feel like I don't know, you can just do what you want, basically.
Yeah. Totally.
So I'm just selecting that.
Love it.
And then select inverse, and then I'm gonna do. This is how I do it.
No,
I feel like I'm
great.
The dinosaur way.
Oh yeah, that's already getting cleaned up there.
And I'm on the mask. I'm on the wrong one.
It's always the worst when you're on the wrong mask.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
I'm just gonna go back, because I've not used refined mask for so long. I'm just gonna go back to the way that I know how to do it.
That's the best way.
Exactly.
Mallory says there is a certain sense of collage and carefree freedom to create in these designs, much like when I was a kid and could cut and paste into art. Love these.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I think I take a lot of inspiration from as well. It's just when I was younger, we do a lot of collaging and
arts and crafts and
and my mum always sort of promoted that. And my granddad, he's an artist as well, and he'll he just loves photography and things like that, and he's always just pottering about. I think that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
But just creating.
That's really cool.
So like I said, I'm just going around my hair pretty rough at the moment.
Yeah.
And then I can bring it back. But I quite like I said with the hair, on the others, I like a harsh edge.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you're just using a hard brush, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I can sort of change the shape of it.
Yeah.
A little bit. And then
that's beautiful. I love that.
And then, so this is how I would remove the background.
Okay.
So here is a little bit of probably a bad example because it's so blurry with the hair. But if I go on, where is it? There. So you go background eraser tool.
Oh.
I'm just going to make this a little bit.
I did not even know that tool existed.
Yeah, so this is really cool. It basically samples the colours around the most prominent pixels, I think. So you can, like I say, you just click away.
Wow.
And it does slightly sometimes can ruin, and you know, you have to go back and forward sometimes depending on what's going on. But
you have to mess with it a little bit.
Yeah, I tend to just do the majority. So like,
that's really cool.
And then I will go back onto the layer with just a normal brush and just smooth out
those little parts.
Yeah, just the bits where it's a bit, I mean, the pixels are sort of going a bit dodgy. So like here, and I'll leave like, because for me, when you zoom out, you can't really tell sometimes, and I like to add a lot of grain to my images. So
that always helps like unify it and like kind of make those like little imperfections like disappear in a way, you know?
Exactly. And there probably is a easier way of doing this, but it's just just do it.
It's the way that you know, and that's great.
Exactly. Just turn the opacity down a little bit, and then got rid of these bits.
Carol's had a comment. My first Photoshop project was cutting and pasting heads onto other torsos, and then I learned how to blend them to look realistic. It's been a wild ride so far. That's pretty incredible, actually.
Yeah.
That would be a challenge.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times, like, because I do weddings as well. I photograph weddings. So sometimes I'll blend someone's eyes that are not open into another image.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's like the best. That makes sense.
Yeah. You want to zoom in. There's an easier way, I'm sure, but it's just how I work.
Oh, thank you, Cody, for plugging in Holly's Behance. Make sure to check out her work because it's so beautiful and she has a lot. So it's always like really dreamy to look through. Fairy's asking, how do you select your color according to the theme?
So depending on if we're going from the facts, this project, depending on what sort of fact they've, I suppose, said, like this, I think Josh's was, he loves orange, so I sort of went for like a burnt orange kind of vibe. And then obviously with the sky, and she's want to be a pilot, so the blue,
whatever comes naturally from the facts.
I think that's just how I do it. I don't know if you can hear my dogs barking outside.
Oh. How cute. What kind of dog is it?
She's a Labrador cross.
Oh, adorable. Have you ever tried to do, maybe you should do a 3 facts with your dog.
I know. It's so funny. Jack, when I sort of started this project, he did some facts about her.
Oh.
And he was like, she doesn't like other friends, meaning other dogs. She's not very good with other dogs.
She's not good with...
No. And then she likes walks, like me.
Yeah, there you go. I love that.
So I'm just going to zoom.
Noor says she wants to join the show, as in your dog.
Oh,
cute. Oh, there you go. It's coming together.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I think with this, in this sort of this stream, the first one, I'm just going to place together everything, and then I can make sure I refine it, and then tomorrow I can show you how I would basically blend it all together. So I've got all the shadows. Because I want to make it look like, although it's a collage, I think I still want to make this look like a head is kind of sitting on the top of a chair, and so there's going to be shadows underneath my chin.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And
so unique. I love it. I'm trying to think of what like these, floating heads or like head like portraits that you do like remind me of. But it's definitely very whimsical and kind of super fun. All right.
Yeah, it's just something that.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
You go for it. Oh, don't worry. I forgot what I was going to say.
No. Please do. Please go.
I can't remember.
Okay, well, we'll get back to it then. I was just going to remind everyone that in about 45 minutes, we are going to head over to Discord to review your challenges. So I hope you're working on those. Again, the challenge for today was to add text onto a photograph using distortion effects. So make sure you're working on those, and we'll be reviewing them later. So I'm excited.
So I just need to bring up background eraser tool, and I'm just gonna
Nice. There you go. Wow, that's so good.
Yeah, I love this. I try not to just like sometimes it kind of makes jagged pixels like you can see there, so you just have to be up the tolerance and have a play around with it.
It's looking good already though.
But what I usually do is, if I'm working with hair, I will add in hair after. So I'll go in with like a really fine tool, brush tool, and just like add in some hairs.
Ah, okay. That's pretty cool. I know, that's the beauty of Photoshop, right? You can add things that weren't there before maybe, or, it's all super, it's all up to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So like this hair, I'm going to have to get quite close.
Do you have, I'm assuming, that editing can take a little bit of time sometimes. Yeah. So do you have any fun podcasts, or like, do you listen to music when you edit or anything like
so
that?
I usually either watch like a series, a Netflix series, or but I don't usually watch it. Like it's just there.
Right. It's just kind of there. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes like I'll watch a full series and not exactly know what's going on, but I'm like, yeah, that was good. But I tend to use listen to podcasts more.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, it depends what I'm feeling like.
Yeah, your mood. Oh, nice. That looks good. That's so cool. I need to try that out, that brush or that tool.
So I'm going to pause for a moment on this and just come back to that, because I really want to get people's opinions on the other parts.
Perfect.
In fact,
Christina says, I'm working right now and listening, watching you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, for the past couple of weeks, I've been like really watching Adobe Lives.
It's so cool. And like everyone, that's in the chat, like everyone who's watching, like it's from people from all over the world. So it's like just a really fun community.
Yeah.
All about learning.
So the next thing is, obviously my facts are the dreaming, which obviously is the eyes.
Yes.
And the position of my head and everything like that. And then we've got countryside, walks, plants. So I wanted to bring in some photos that I took actually in the garden. I actually took the plants from the garden and the flowers and photographed them.
Got it.
So that I could use them in anything.
Oh, that's so pretty.
I have like a library of stock photos that I use.
That you've taken?
Yeah, so these are all photos that I've taken. I've gone through all my hard drives and just like piled them on. So like,
that's so smart.
Yeah, like we had a fire on the field a few weeks ago, and I took loads of photos of it so that I could use those.
And
like
that's so
flowers. Awesome. Where is that? Flowers.
That's really smart to have I think a library.
I've used stock photos, but sometimes it's just easier for me and I don't know, I can visualize it a bit better when I've taken the photo.
Yeah.
But if there's something specific like an animal that I need, then obviously sometimes you can't get those.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, when you take it yourself, when you have it yourself, you have a lot more control too about how you might envision that item being placed somewhere, or sometimes even, I think the hardest part too about collaging and making photo composites and manipulations is like getting everything to look like it was always in the same space.
Exactly.
With like light and color.
Yeah. Well, this is with my other work, I think I tend to make sure that I photograph it on location, but with this sort of you don't know when you're going to use it and if you can use it. But what I do is I'll go in with the shadows and see if I can like change the color tones and like just to make it look like it fits more. But again, with it is more of a collage. It doesn't have to be super realistic. But say if I did this image here, it was all shot in this, like I held the.
Oh, love that. So pretty.
And then, and like the feathers on this, they were all shot in the same location.
Yes.
And then I obviously Photoshop them on.
Very nice.
And then again, lovely. Like with the fire. I didn't shoot that one,
good.
but
so good though.
So let's go back to
beautiful.
This. So I've got a few flowers. That's Rosie.
Oh, what a cutie.
She's just very loud. But yeah, let's go to the flowers.
Perfect.
So obviously, again, with my name, it's Holly Rose Stones, and all of that is sort of nature anyway. So I was maybe going to include a rose, but I don't want to be too obvious with that. But then again, it is a few facts about me, so it would make sense.
It would make sense. Maybe it'd be something that you can put in there like very subtly.
Yeah, that's what I kind of like potentially thought. I'm not sure if I do have a good rose. I mean, that's a rose, a yellow. But I could always change the colour of that to more like match the colour tone.
That's true.
In fact, I might bring that one in.
Super fun.
Open.
Nice. Viola says, remote working is working out for me too. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here with us. Holly is an amazing photographer and digital artist and self-portrait photographer, basically. She's working on this really fun project over the next today and tomorrow, doing a little like kind of composite portrait, dreamy portrait of herself.
So I'm just dragging this onto so I've already refined the
nice
of this one, so I don't have to. I mean, I might have to just touch it up a little bit, but That's awesome. I might, like compositionally, I thought potentially having this behind, but I'm not sure now. Maybe I like the yellow. In fact, yeah, the yellow goes quite nice actually with the...
It is, yeah.
But I was thinking of bringing this behind. So it just peeks out.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So, thank you. So, yeah, like you can see the edges a little bit.
Yes.
But I don't worry too much about that.
At least you're getting the main things.
Yeah, and also the flowers, the petals are slightly different shapes, so it doesn't tend to.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your or like what do you do when you feel like you are having like a creative block? Or
I tend to take myself completely away and go do the things that I love. So with the facts, it's go to
like walking,
charity shops, walking. Usually put a podcast on and go walk for a walk.
Yeah.
Or like doing something completely different, because I love obviously taking photos, and but when you've got that block, it's really difficult. I think everyone will relate to this, but it's just really stressful sometimes. So rather than think about it, I tend to take myself completely away from it. I go do something totally different. And then see how I feel after. And then I come back to either I look through my book and have a look at the ideas that I've got or written down in the past, and I'll go through them. And I'll sort of see and remind myself why I loved it and like why I like doing this and what I'm doing.
That's really great that you have that notebook that you can just kind of refer to if you are feeling like, okay, well, what can I start off with? Or what, something like a jumping start, a jump.
Exactly.
A little jump
start.
I
think that's like definitely why I do it, because I know that sometimes I'll be stuck for ideas. So if I have an idea down, I'm like, it's fine, I can go shoot that today.
Yeah.
And then I love to experiment with things. So even if it's just like a random word, or like with the 7 Days of Holly, I'll have like something on hand where obviously the themes, so I know what I need to work from, and then sort of let my imagination run wild with that.
That's so fun. I love that.
So it feels really weird doing this on a live, because usually I'll have like some time to think and go
Right, I know it's challenging for sure, and you're also like talking and trying to explain your process too, so I'm sure it's a little different. But I'm sure people are appreciating seeing how you work, and there's always learning to do, so I'm sure people love it.
So I have a monstera, I think that's what you call it, cheese plant. And I love it. It's like one of the first plants that I got. I think it's quite obviously a popular looking plant, and everyone loves the style, but it's quite sentimental to me. So
oh,
on the wrong layer there. So I want to include this. I mean, I've already cut this out slightly, but I'm just going to refine the edge a bit more.
Nice. And I like that you have like, you kind of put everything together in its place to kind of get a sense of where, and then kind of going from there.
I think I tend to do that quite a lot, and I'll like go away and then come back, and then if I need to reshoot things or like look for different stock photos or anything, then I can go away and do that, and then come back, and then I come back to it with really like fresh eyes.
Yeah, and I think that's smart too, because otherwise, you might be cutting out and making certain things or things that you're going to composite in, and like spend a lot of time cleaning that up, even though you maybe might not even use it at all. So it's really good that you kind of put it all together just so you have an idea.
Well, with this one, actually, let me show you. I actually did the illustration for this sunflower, and I sort of had the sunflower in mind for a while, and I did it, and then I sort of composited it all together. It took like a few days to come up with the composition. But the idea with that one was that she is a mum, and she's got 2 children.
Aww.
And one was a little bit older, one was a bit younger, and I liked that idea of having the sunflower being like the main, she being the main sunflower, and then the other 2 growing with her. So,
yes, I love that.
But yeah, I like to sort of include like subtle. I mean, some people can decide what they want from an image. Like you can decide what you take from an image, but I think I like to do it a bit subtly so that people can guess how it.
Yes, and people can read it differently.
Yeah.
And kind of have their own interpretations too. Yeah. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Noor says, suggestion when you have a creative block, go to Bali.
Oh, yes. I've been there.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
Oh, I'd love to go one day.
It's so cool.
Barry's asking, do you ever take a selfie with a mirror?
What, as in like with a phone?
I think so. I'm assuming.
I do for Instagram stories. I'm always doing that. But I've done a couple of images with mirrors. I don't know if it'll be anywhere. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Mirrors are cool though.
Yeah. I think mirrors are a great kind of prop and a symbol for a lot of things, you know.
Yeah. Especially with self-portraiture, it sort of is a reflection of yourself. And like over the years, I've had people say, you know, why are you the subject of your work? And the only thing that I can say to that is it's so easy to use yourself when you're having a creative, inspirational moment. You can't just go and get a model quickly.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like I tend to act quite like, I suppose quite quickly on my impulses when it comes to creativity.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Just trying to refine this
okay, so Keith says, here's a bad joke. Has Holly ever seen a red door and want to paint it black? That's a good one.
I probably have. You know what, actually, when I first started conceptualizing ideas and like really thinking like what can I do next, I would literally sit and like, or I'd be in the shower or like driving or something, and I'd just be like imagining all the things that I could like edit into the sky or edit.
Oh my gosh,
like my mind just went wild like that.
That's so, love that. That's so creative. Christina's asking, so would you call your creative style poetic?
That's potentially.
I feel like dreamy is like
dreamy. Yeah,
dreamy is more what I think. I wouldn't
say I'm super good with like describing my work, so I like to I think it's easier, like I said, with dreams it's easier for me to just do it.
Jot them down, have them be inspiration, starting point. Awesome, love this. Hi Muhammad. Thanks for joining us. If you are new or just jumping in, we are here for another Adobe live stream with Holly Rose Stones. She is a photographer, digital artist. Right now she's working on this fun little composite portrait series from her three facts, right? 3 facts,
yes,
one
3
face.
Facts.
Yes. And she's working on one for herself. So super fun. And her facts were, she likes walking or nature, plants, and
dreams.
Super vivid dreams. Yep. And chairs.
Chairs.
Really cool chairs.
It is quite funny because we could keep acquiring these chairs and I just have nowhere to put them. So I'm trying to I'll probably do some up and then sell on at some point.
Yeah. I love this chair too because it has that kind of mid-century feel with the legs.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that vibe at the moment.
Yes.
Very popular.
It is. Totally.
But they were sort of passing it down, but they were just going to get rid of it. And I was like, oh, why?
Oh my gosh. No, it's beautiful. It's a good little like nook chair too, kind of
that's
your little, you could be in your little corner, like, you know, either reading a book or writing in your journal or something.
Exactly. That's exactly where we have it.
Yeah. I love that. So we're under 25 minutes until we head over to Discord, you guys. So hope you're still working on your challenges, and yeah, we're excited to get to see them and see what you create.
There's a lot.
Christina says, because poetry is left up to interpretation, but yes, definitely dreamy visually.
I can never understand which way tolerance works. There we go.
Oh. Oh, nice. Whoa. Well, that was easy.
Yeah. Because sometimes as well, like I like to remove parts of it. So I think that's why I like to do it myself with the layer masking. And I mean, I'm doing this because it's going to be quite hard to get around everywhere.
Yeah. You just get a lot more control.
I mean, that one didn't work. But I might go in with that one.
Nice. So cute.
Actually, I might turn that around.
Oh, I like the way there you go.
These little, I don't know. I don't know what you call these, petals.
Yeah, petals. Ooh, Fairy has a really great question. Do you ever create your artwork from a short story?
I've done that in the past, or I've written stories to do that, but I don't think I've always wanted to do like a series from a story that I've written.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to write stories, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly good at writing them. I'm not articulate enough. But I think I'd be able to like portray that in an image.
In an image, yeah.
So it'd be quite good from a short story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. That's super fun.
I'm just trying to decide where this is going.
Yeah.
Because when I originally thought of this idea, I just thought loads of flowers just from behind, like behind here.
Yeah. Just like a little like flower kind of, not a crown, but all around you.
That's exactly it. So I might do that now.
Yeah, super fun.
I'm just trying to figure out.
This is really cool. I love where this is headed.
I think this is going the right way anyway. That I sort of envisioned. If we go back to the sketch, I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's got the same.
No, it's great. Literally, it's got the same kind of vibe. It just,
Yeah. And the background, actually, I was thinking of potentially doing some clouds, which I might do at some point.
Yeah.
This is just sort of a base background to work with.
No.
But again, I think this is the way that I work. I always make, when it comes to editing, I go in with an idea, but it'll just change and change and change as I'm doing it. And then at the end, it's completely different to what I've thought of. I mean, this is sort of going the right direction, but
yes. I have a question for you. How did you develop your style, and do you think it has evolved or?
Yes, this is something that I've been really thinking about a lot recently. Like I did quite a lot of different types of style, I think, as I was experimenting with self-portraiture. And I've now settled on a more, I'd say, graphic style, more digital art style, if that makes sense. But it's more like collage and putting images together in that way. But the way that I sort of created my style is doing the 7-day project.
Okay.
So I've done it I think I've done it 6 times now so every 6 months it's sort of like a refresher. And the reason why I started doing it was because of I think I was going through, I do weddings for a living. So
okay.
Yeah, so
that's so fascinating.
I mean it's kind of the same, but not. I mean, it's art still, and
it's totally art still, yeah. But it's so fascinating because you go from like weddings and then straight into this like magical world that's like, they're kind of opposite.
Yeah, totally different. But still, like, I think that's where I got my love for like getting dresses and stuff, because I get because photographing wedding dresses and the flow and the different. Yeah, I just love that. But yeah, awesome. I forgot what I was going to say about the weddings. What was the question?
The reason that you started your 7 Days of Holly.
Oh, that was it. It was because I think I went through a period it was 2017 where I'd not done a piece of art or personal work for quite a while now, and so I said to myself, obviously weddings is quite they're very intense, so you have to be, I do quite a lot a year, so I have to edit and send clients and be with clients.
It's a lot of work.
So for a while I'd not done too much work, so I said to myself, right, have 1 week off of this year, it was 2017, it was October, and just spend the week creating. And then I do have a YouTube channel as well, so
cool.
So I basically uploaded a video a day, an image a day, obviously in a concept a day, for 7 days, and it really like accelerated my creativity because it was just so like intense.
And it was a challenge, it was like, all right, I'm gonna do it, 7 days.
And I'd been so used to, I'd gone full-time photographer in 2015. Amazing. And I was so used to university deadlines or
right so
anything. So when it was just me on my own, I had no one to tell me what with
to do.
7 days, with the project, it was kind of like the audience who were the imaginary audience that I was sort of portraying to, like the YouTube audience, the Instagram audience. I kind of have to stay accountable to that. So that's why I started the project. And with the project, obviously I do 7 images, but what I did over the years was pick out different images that I really loved from each project. And that's the one like where my style sort of evolved, because the images that I didn't like so much, it's fine, it's still there, it's still part of the project, but the images that I do and the style of those, that's where I like based my style off. Sort of evolved from there.
That's amazing. I love that.
I'm getting really carried away talking. So
no, it's great.
And I just feel like everyone's going to be screaming at the saying, just refine musket. It's just because I do this.
It's all part of the process, right? We got to be able to talk about our work, and besides just creating it, I think that's a big part of, art and creativity. Like, even though we can all day sit here and, and say all day, like, you look at my art and like, that's it, but being able to talk about it and talk about your process and talk about you as an artist, I think is really important. Very cool. I love that. That's cool that you had the, your YouTube and all that kind of stuff to kind of help you keep you accountable.
It's been quite intense, but recently I've started renovating a studio, which is good. So I've started a series of doing that, just to show you behind the scenes of that, because I think it's been a dream of mine to have a studio, and now I've got the opportunity to have one.
That's so awesome.
An old barn, it just needs redoing.
That's a labor of love, though. That's going to be amazing once it's all come together.
But that's on my YouTube as well, and like obviously with
I'm gonna have to go check it out.
I do like behind the scenes, obviously pictures and how I edit and all that.
Okay. So you kind of have like a little bit of a passion for like education in a way.
I think I'd say so. I like to teach people how to do. This is why when Adobe contacted, I was like, yes, I will definitely do that.
This is I don't
like
know how right much teaching
is going on, but so we are at this place I need to really refine this hair because this hair's not looking good at the moment.
Yeah, hair is always so tough.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, with this being quite a bold amount of hair, it needs to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, I think I switched quite. I've got like an erratic way of editing, and I switch about all the time just so that I can stay alert with it.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it takes a couple different tools to get to where you need to be too.
Yeah.
You know, so you're like constantly switching.
Exactly.
That's awesome. No, it's done like real good.
So with this, I think I might take that off. I'm not sure yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I can add a bit of hair onto it or make it a bit thinner so that I can make it look more realistic.
Yeah.
Take that off there.
Nice. Ooh, Fairy has a suggestion. You can use channels to select hair.
Oh, yes.
Haven't tried that one, but
I haven't tried that, but I can imagine it would work.
Yeah, totally. Juan is asking, how do you work with light and shadow?
That is something that we'll definitely go over.
Yes.
So with light and shadow, that'll come after I've obviously refined, masked everything and made sure it's all. But I can start actually on this. In fact, we'll do it now.
Ooh, okay.
So, because this bit is almost done anyway, so I can start with the shadow on underneath my chin.
Okay.
So.
Ooh, I'm excited to see how this comes out.
So I usually use a bunch of different adjustment layers.
Shadows are hard.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with when I did the banana image.
Yes.
I'll just show that quickly.
Yeah, love to see.
I did this shadowing about 4 times before I got it right. So it could really like it goes either way. You either do it really and it looks too much shadow, and otherwise it doesn't look enough. You have to kind
of be careful.
Yeah, so what I do is I'll get the curves layer and I'll bring this right down. So this is underneath my face on the layers below it.
Okay.
Whoa,
this gives it a whole nother vibe though.
Yeah, actually. I know. It does look, I quite like that.
I kind of like it too. It kind of does.
Oh, see, this is the beauty of it.
You know?
Yeah, this is the beauty of editing like with someone else. They can be like, ooh.
Oh, totally. Yeah, bounce off ideas or,
Yeah.
That's very cool though.
So I'm going to put an overlay on that.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm going to turn the opacity down.
Okay.
Opacity, I'm not sure how I
Tomato.
Yeah. So, and then I'm just going to Command and I and switch that so that it turns black, the layer. And then going to put on a soft round brush, make it a little bit bigger, maybe about as big as my chin. And then we're going to get the white and we're just going to paint that in.
Ah, okay.
So obviously when I've refined the edge of my hair, it'll look a bit different.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna paint this in.
Very nice.
Like there. I need to go back obviously and just do this bit again. So
but that's the gist of it, yeah.
Yeah, so then I might just do this because obviously my head's sort of nestled into the back there. Right, then I'll get a levels and I'm going to turn, I don't even know the terms of things like this, but I'm just going to use an arrow and bring it along. And then maybe, because that's basically the dark.
Yes.
The shadows. And then this is the highlights. I'm just going to bring that just a touch.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm just going to add In fact, I'm going to turn the opacity down.
Okay.
Invert the layer. And then, again, do the exact same thing. Oh, wrong one. And just play with the opacity of it.
Very nice.
So that's sort of causing, because obviously with a shadow, it's like a gradient, isn't it? It goes from like dark to light. Obviously, if you're in harsh light, then you've got like a real huge shadow, and you can do
a hard edge.
Yeah, hard edge. Whereas this it's basically all flat light. So yeah. So then I'm going to add another layer. Get the paint bucket tool, and I'm actually going to pick up the color of the chair and just paste in a layer.
Ooh.
You can see how bad the hair is at the minute. That's quite a good idea. Put the color behind it. So then I'm just going to overlay. Overlay. Actually, I might use dark. No, not dark. Depending on.
Oh. Blending layers are so interesting.
Yeah.
I know.
I always just play around with it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just pull that down and then add a layer mask. Invert that layer again. And
perfect.
Just go again with the brushing it in.
Yeah.
So now I can see that that layer that's sort of distracting me. So I'm just going to turn that down a bit.
Okay. That's so cool.
And then I'm just going to add another layer. So this could go on for ages because I could just be here.
Right.
Adding, taking away. Just going to invert that one.
I think it's so fascinating that you, for this project or personal project, that you decided to kind of make or kind of just cut off the head, like, just have like a head. It's kind of weird, like
it's quite sinister, really.
It kind of is.
Yeah,
but it's like then, so unique.
What it was I think because I was it was just obviously it was lockdown when I started this project. Yeah. And I was going through a bit of a period of, I had really, really bad eczema.
Did you feel like you were losing your mind a little?
Well, yeah, and that, definitely. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, chop everyone's heads off.
Yes.
But yeah, I had quite bad eczema under my eyes at that point. And obviously being a self-portrait artist, you've got, I'm not generally self-conscious when it comes to taking photos of myself and just manipulating them and using them in my work. But in real life, I do have issues with that. So when I had the eczema under my eyes, I was like, I just can't take photos of myself. So when it came to the 3 facts 1 face, I was like, I'll just chop everyone's heads off and just use their head. Then that way they don't have to send me a full body photo.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit easier to work with. Yeah,
exactly. So
that makes so much sense.
It was just a lot easier at the time. I think I needed something, like you say, everyone was losing their minds. So I was just like, I need something easy to work on that's going to give me satisfaction at the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. No, I love it.
Right. So that's looking a little bit better, but we're just going to play around.
Yeah, that's looking great. Oh, thank you, Cody, for plugging in Holly's Instagram. Yeah, go follow her because all her work is so beautiful and you can just keep scrolling for endless inspiration. Yeah. So super fun. But yeah, in about 5-ish minutes, we will head over to Discord to review your challenges, you guys. So hopefully you are wrapping up now and go ahead and submit them soon.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So what I usually do, actually, this is a tip, not I suppose pro tip, but it's just an easy one. I'll literally just zoom right out so that I'm looking at it from almost far away. And then I can see where the shadows need to go.
Okay.
So it's just to, because sometimes when you're close to it just gets a bit lost.
Yeah. So sometimes you need to zoom out to kind of get the bigger picture.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a metaphor in there. Right, so I've noticed that is a little bit too red now, so I need to just add a hue and saturation layer, because underneath my head it would be a bit darker rather than I suppose the lighter pink. I'm just going to add a adjustment layer, a hue and saturation adjustment layer, and take away some of that.
Nice.
Then I'm going to add another layer, and with black, I think I'm on black here. Just going to add in.
Oh, nice. That makes it so dimensional.
Yeah, it's weird. It's so like each layer is so individual, but then when you get them all together, they just build this sort of shadow. I don't know. This is one thing that I learned whilst at university, when I was in my halls basically at university, and I would just spend hours doing it and just working on shadows just because it was fun. But like if I zoom out again, you can see it's looking more
realistic, like your head is actually placed, wrapped right on that chair.
But the thing that I see now is that obviously there's a very harsh line of my chin. I mean, obviously this needs refining, so the edge will be a lot
right, yeah.
But I'm just gonna do some shadowing over the top of me, just so you can see what I would do with that. So I'm going to do the same again with...
This is so fun.
This colour. So I know, I love doing shadows.
I love it. It's so fun. My favorite things. Well, it just really makes it come together. Like it places the item there.
Yeah, and I know, like you could... I'm just going to do
and
that.
Even though shadows can be difficult and a pain, but like they serve its purpose.
Yeah. I mean, like it's a collage at the end of the day, but I have this sort of thing in my mind where it needs to look a little bit realistic, just as though I'm there. It might not be, and that's why, like, obviously with the dreams that I have, it's a little bit realistic because I'm imagining it, but it's not real. So,
it's like a cross between your reality and like your dream world. So it's like kind of like marrying the both, like marrying those two together. That's awesome.
So I'm just going to move this one down and create a clipping mask on the hair, so you can see it's just on me now. Like I said, this edge needs refining, but I'll do that after. But because the chair is pink, you'll have like a slight cast on the hair.
Yeah, that's true.
Color cast of. So although I don't want to go too overboard with that, I still want a little bit. And I'm going to do that on that side as well.
That's so smart. That's kind of another aspect about compositing and putting things together, is that you have to think about color and how color looks on your subject, or like the items or all the components.
The tones,
yeah.
Right, I'm just going to do the same again. So curves, bring it down. And then I'm just going to put that underneath, because obviously I've got a clipping mask there, and invert.
Nice.
And go over that again.
And that's kind of what helps make, like, kind of what you're talking about, making it a little bit realistic, is that you're thinking about all of those things, like color cast and how shadow and light falls. So
I think that's cool. Like, it's important to me. I always felt like with, like, I suppose it is mixed medium because it's photography.
Totally.
But you're also building from, well, again, it's like obviously the layers of Photoshop, but it's almost like a painting to me. So you would do the base image or base drawing, and then you add in.
Totally. Fairy says it takes a lot of time, but it's worth it.
Yes.
Totally.
So gonna oops.
Awesome. It's coming.
So this is again, it's where like I would play around with because where I've like obviously cut out the hair there, it needs going back into and working with. That's why I'm not too precious with it, because it needs working on as you are doing it, rather than getting it all perfect to start with.
Yes, that makes sense. All right, Holly, I think we're heading over to Discord now.
Amazing.
We're ready for the design feedback portion of this live stream. So, all right, I'm going to open up my thing real quick. Okay. Okay. Yes. Oh, let's see. I just realized it might not have the settings set up where I can share my screen. Oh no. Let me see. Hey Paco, yeah, it's saying I can't share it because I need to quit the program, which I can't do. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Hey guys, I will be back in just a minute. I have a new laptop, so everything is kind of a little funky. But I will be right back. All right. Holly, I'll be right back in a minute. No. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. We're ready to head over to Discord. So I am sharing my screen finally now. So excited to see what you guys created. Thank you guys for being on standby. All right. Yeah, if we can put it over to my screen. All right, so let's head over to the current challenge. So again, we had Paul give us the challenge today, and it was to incorporate text into your photograph using distortion effects. So I'm gonna go ahead and just slide all the way down. Holly, you can take a look at it from my screen, right? And I'll just,
yep. Oh, sharing. There we go.
Perfect. Can you see my screen now?
Yep, I can.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. I'll just go ahead and zoom it in because, you know, it's pretty small. But this is from Frank, day 7 text manipulation. So this is his project. Ooh.
Reflected it.
Yes. That's so cool. Fun. That's really cool.
That's so true, because you would, I mean, it makes it more realistic, like we've been saying. It adds to that.
That like reflection definitely has that element that it's like right where it's, you know, it's there. It's always been there. I love that. And I really love the gradient effect,
I was just
which kind of helps lead your eye down with the text too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the colors are, I mean, it almost looks like unnatural colors, but I imagine that this is probably a realistic photo, but it's just like I haven't seen.
I know sometimes like people will in the you know, in the Discord, like they'll put like their before and afters too. It's like really fascinating to see, like, you know, where they came from and where they're ended up at. But I think
to see if that's real.
Yeah, I know, right? It kind of seems like it would be, but then again, you never know, right? I mean, Photoshop can do all kinds of things. So no, but this looks awesome, and they did a good job of kind of placing it where it's supposed to go too, you know.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. The distortion is there.
And go where you feel most alive.
I know, exactly. I think that's perfect, you know. No, this is lovely. Thank you for submitting, Frank. yeah, I mean, I don't know what else we could do to this. I think it's pretty great.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
Is there more?
Yeah, there's a few more. Okay.
Wow.
So, and of course, you know, sometimes like people in the challenges, they might do previous challenges too. So we can kind of take a look at them. Sometimes we won't know the challenges, but it's still always fun to kind of look at other people's work and give some feedback if we have any. So this is from Mr. Ewens. Oh, this is like very space-like. I love this.
I like space. Like I've got a prop which is like a spaceman, and it reminds me of that because he's like a silver spaceman. Yeah. I don't know. I just got a thing for that sort of visual. He also looks like he's getting sucked into something.
It kind of does. Yeah, it looks like kind of like a black hole almost, or something where it's like just all kind of. I like that they added that like motion distortion to kind of make it seem like they're like even like. This kind of powdery feels like, you know, it feels like you've seen that in movies.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking that. I can't remember what movie it is, but McConaughey.
Yes. Maybe.
I don't know.
Or even like, okay, which one was that? That action movie that oh my god, I'm forgetting, where all the superheroes are in.
Marvel. Yeah.
Yes. Where everyone at the end just kind of. It's crazy. Oh, sorry. And that must have been like a spoiler. Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure don't mind what I just said. No, but this is really cool. And I love the colors. I think the orange and the red and the blue all work together.
Really nice.
I wonder what this is exactly. Is it like maybe a planet? Or a meteor?
Like come through the black hole. So.
No, it's great. I love the texture. And I like how everything's swirling in too. This is great. I think it's super fun. I would love to see a series of all of these kind of like black hole type stuff. I think this is great. Thank you, Mr. Ewens. And thanks, Paul, for giving all these fun challenges. Okay, so this is day 6 from Carrie. I'm obsessed.
This is so amazing.
Okay, so I think I'm getting the idea of the challenge that happened yesterday, which was probably to use like you know, point and like all those like little distortion filters that you can do. Yeah.
Yes. And I mean the colors are quite similar on this one.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that it's the gradient too.
Yeah, I've been like loving using gradients recently. So this is like really speaking to me. And also it's got a rose there, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. No, this is lovely. It kind of has that like mosaic kind of feel too, which is very artistic.
Yes. And I like how it like the, you know, the hair and the scarf sort of like matches the dress or the top.
Yeah, everything just goes together, and it's kind of like a really like satisfying like monochromatic vibe,
so satisfying. You know? And they color them, and they're so complementary. They colors together. You can see that they've used like a good color palette there.
Yes, they really did. Also would be fun to see a series of this.
Yes, definitely.
Carrie, you should definitely like do a couple more of these. I think this would be perfect for a portfolio piece, you know, or putting up on Behance.
Yeah, definitely. I love like the way that it's like realistic, like her face. Yeah. And then it just goes into this. Yeah,
it's kind of like what you were talking about, you know, where it's meeting these two worlds are coming together. Yeah. No, this is lovely. Thank you, Carrie. All right. Ooh, another space one. So this is from ML. Awesome.
Vibes.
Yeah. No, this is awesome.
I feel like it makes me feel a bit sick looking at it, like spinning. I can just imagine spinning.
Oh my gosh! Imagine all of a sudden our screens start like spinning, and we just start going into space.
How amazing!
No, this is so cool. I love that these like swirls here too are really cool. They kind of remind me of like, you know, when you're looking at a marble and like the little swirls in a marble. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I feel like that must have been an image that they've distorted with.
Yeah, actually, you're probably right, because I can see the colors and I can see like all these different colors that might be coming from a specific image. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, love that. And I, again, love the texture of this spaceman.
Yeah.
Kind of like getting...
See, it's been sucked in.
Mm-hmm.
And spinning.
Yeah. Great job, ML. This is super fun. Okay. And then this is from Julia, 125. So day 5 challenge, content aware editing. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe they removed certain things.
I was just thinking this reminds me of when I'm doing my weddings and I have to like remove signs
things.
Or
yeah.
I can imagine that. I'm imagining what's there, unless that is the original image. But I'm just imagining
I don't know. There must have been certain things like maybe along, like maybe the door or.
But this color palette is very pleasing to me. I like how the red just like stands out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is super cool. I wonder if they posted the original. I'd love to see. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So they try to remove certain things. Yeah, there must have been like a lot of things going on that they like removed. So, well, maybe if we scroll through, we'll see like the original or something. But thank you, Julia, for submitting that. Okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Here is one from our challenge from today. This is from Ferry. Ooh, Ferry was in the chat earlier. He was asking a couple questions. So thanks, Ferry, for chiming in. So this is wait. I think this one was the original.
Right.
Very cool. And then here is the final one.
Do you know what? I just love the freedom. I like how it sort of is sitting on the water there.
Yeah.
That is water. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that there's the bit of glow that's being reflected.
That's pleasing.
So pleasing. Totally. And yeah, I love that. I would be curious to see. Go ahead.
Little bits of. Is it? Not but the ones below it. There's a little bit. They're quite slight. You can't really see.
Oh, these ones.
I'm just wondering if it's like paper or.
Yeah, I don't know. Huh. I don't know. I guess. At first, I was like, oh, maybe they're fireflies, but they don't look like fireflies. They look like little pieces.
It looks like he's just sort of exploded and sent all these little pieces out.
Yeah. But they're fun. I like the little glowing effect on them.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. I would love to see maybe like the freedom text also being reflected in the water somehow. And like kind of added some water texture or something.
Yeah.
I feel like that would help tie it because you've already got this good glow on the person. So I feel like then it only makes sense for the freedom to also be
in the water. But on the other one, it actually is reflected. So I'm wondering how can we take it off?
Let me see.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So maybe just adding that.
Do that.
Yeah. I'd love to see it. Definitely would be good. Thank you, Ferry, for submitting. So cool. I love it. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is Paul's, this is the one that he made for his challenge. So good job, Paul.
Discovered that. I love that. It's so pleasing how the text.
The two travel and it starts getting like wavy.
Yeah.
That's super fun. No, yeah, love that. Okay, let me see if I have, I'm going to refresh and see if there's any like new ones at the bottom. See if anyone submitted last minute. Otherwise, we can go back to doing a few more. Ooh, okay. We've got a few. Ooh. Oh, actually, we got a few. Okay, so Nadia, this one.
So they've done the same thing, but in the sky.
Yes. Ooh, okay.
I love it. Is this real, this bridge?
I don't know, but it looks very beautiful.
It's so cool. It looks like a book cover, that, actually.
Yeah, it kind of does, huh? I love this. I love this text. And I also like the little texture, the little like distortion of the letters too.
In between. That is cool.
It kind of I think it works well too with this bridge because it kind of, the bridge kind of like moves, like there's like movement in it. So it kind of also goes with the movement in the text. I think that like helps it kind of tie it together.
It sort of represents travel, doesn't it? So you're like entering over a bridge, zooming, but not know where you're going.
Yeah, I think that's great. There's a lot of good elements in here.
I also like the color tone on that. It's not quite grayscale, but it might be. But it has sort of like a blue tone to it as well.
Yeah, nice. It's a very cool, like desaturated, color theme. So very fun. Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to keep playing with this. I'm sure, all of us have like definitely, you're like, when to stop,
Yeah, exactly. We all got it.
Yeah. Very awesome. Thank you, Nadia, for submitting. Okay, and then this is from Maji. I thought making a reflection is not difficult enough. I will add fire.
Fire is hard.
No, seriously, I wanted my text to contrast with the water in this image. Okay, so yes. Ooh. I love that. Oh, okay, I see where the fire is now.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
The only thing it's pretty still water, but I would say that it just needs to be a little bit textured,
a little bit more wavy, maybe
maybe desaturate the yellows a bit just so that it's a bit more. But I love this. Cool.
No, yeah, it's great. I would say the same thing too. Probably just maybe a little bit more wave, unless who knows, maybe the water was very still.
Super. I mean, it looks quite still to me.
It looks pretty, yeah. But also, yeah, I feel like maybe even bringing down the opacity a little bit more too, to make it seem like it's reflecting.
Plus, it's quite more high above the water. It's not.
Yeah, it's not like that close. So I feel like it wouldn't probably, in my head, it makes sense that it would be a little bit less strong. But other than that, it's super fun, and I love that you added that fire and like made it go with the letters too.
Yeah. I wonder what it would look like with like the text taken away, if you could still read it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I wonder. But super fun. Could be fun to even play around with like some like kind of smoke or something,
Yeah, that would be cool actually.
Yeah.
I'm like getting inspired by this one.
I know. It's fun. This is great. Thank you guys. Thank you, Maji. All right. And then here we got another one from Paul. This one probably was from yesterday, and it was to pixelate with different filters. Here's the before and after. Yeah. So here's the before. Love this image already. Super cool.
Yeah, me too.
And then here is the after. Ooh, okay.
So
I can see that,
I see.
So they added like a lot of noise.
Yeah, and then
the
snow.
Yeah, the snow right here, and in the mountains too.
Oh yeah. It shows you how many colors were in that.
Yeah.
Like it sort of separates the pixels.
Yeah, even like right here too. Like there's texture in this, like a different type of texture here.
This looks like a collage, with like different materials that's been
it's kind of been all put together.
Yeah.
I think that's super fun. It's a good way to like get to know the different kind of filters that are even available in Photoshop. So always super fun.
That was actually one of the things, I think, I went to college just before university, and we got taught filters, and I just remember it so vividly.
Oh, it was so fun, right?
It just reminded me of like all the creative filters there are.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, I mean, I think they did. I guess. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I guess you couldn't tell that this bottom part is also textured, but it's because it's so
white, colors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, it's great. I think it's really fun. Would be curious to see some more, of these kind of from the same series or something, like for fun. But awesome, great job. Thank you, Paul. All right. Ooh, okay. Fairy gave us a new version. Okay. Oh, this just is dropped.
I know.
So I'm like, how did you do this? Amazing. That looks good. Yeah, I think that was what it needed for sure.
That's exactly. And then you can see that little, I know there's a little bit of, I don't know if it's paper or
probably like more of like these four. All right, last one, and we'll get back to, finishing up where you were at. Okay, so from Ted, sunset on a Caribbean cruise. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is like so much. I'm like, I don't know where my eye needs to look.
Yeah, I'm trying to, better to see something once than to hear about it 1,000 times. Oh, that's
I
nice.
like that. I like that.
Especially being on a Caribbean cruise. I mean, that's what you do every day.
Exactly.
But I like this sort of like thing that's sending us to this.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like
the little, I don't know what it's called. I don't know. It's kind of just like this like motion gradient that's like kind of going towards the middle. But it's
giving me like paper vibes. You know, like when you screw a bit of paper and then open it up and you've got not screw it up, but I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. No, it's super cool. I would be curious to see maybe like using like a different type of ocean just so that we can see more of this text a little bit better. I think it's a little busy. But I think other than that, I really like the texture and I like that they probably added like some sort of blending mode for this. Yeah. And I think the outline on the text helps us see it better too. It's kind of like an added like effect, which is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I do like though that this kind of goes in the water a little bit. So super fun.
And I really like the sky. It's very moody.
Yeah. I like it. It's definitely like what, sunset or something? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a Caribbean sunset, wasn't it? Or Caribbean cruise.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you so much, Ted. This is awesome. All right. So shall we get back to your screen?
Oh yeah.
We got a couple of more minutes, but okay. Perfect. Yay.
Amazing.
I love it.
So, okay, cool.
Let's do a few more minutes just to wrap up a couple things. If you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to chime in the chat. Of course, we have another amazing day tomorrow too. So don't you worry.
Yeah. Well, I was going to just refine all the edges, make them all nice for tomorrow, and we can really focus on the shadows and making it like all pulled together. And obviously with the backdrop, and like all the flowers, I'm going to add quite a few more flowers, I think, into here. So yeah, but then we've got like a big bouquet of flowers essentially. A soft tool just to go around the edge of the hair bit.
Yeah.
Just to give you that little bit of but obviously when we put the shadow on it, it'll sort of blend in a bit more with it.
Yes That shadow looks really good though already. Like even when you're close up, I'm like, whoa, that looks good. It's so cool. Very dimensional. Yeah.
But like, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. I've decided to get rid of this hair here. This is the thing, like I'm so like, woo, next thing, that it just all comes together at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm getting rid of that one because it's just not serving its purpose.
Yeah. And you like more of that kind of hard edge. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Too, so I feel like that makes sense here.
And I might actually, because I'm going to get rid of.
Yeah, and then you can see a little bit more of that chair too, so it makes it feel like there's like, it's not, being hidden by the hair.
Not too stuck. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was thinking,
that's great.
Yeah, I might make my head a bit smaller. Not sure. We'll see.
It's very majestic looking. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So fun. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm loving this mauve color. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's really satisfying.
And actually, like the kind of like the color of your lips too, kind of go with, like, has that kind of tone.
Yeah.
That, like pinky kind of.
Yeah, well, I often actually change lip color.
Oh, do you change your lip color?
Yeah, but I probably change it just a slight bit to match the background.
Yeah. Oh,
but yeah, smart. Like just so it sort of ties. Oops, you can see where all the shadows.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's incredible.
I'm just gonna get rid of some stuff that I don't want.
I feel like it's really satisfying to hear your little pen going like back and forth.
That's looking better.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. I'm so excited.
Me too.
I think it'd be fun if you did this project for yourself, like your 3 facts, like every like 4 to 5 years, just to see like how you evolve as a human.
Yeah.
And just like how you're. Thank you, Paco. Yeah, just like I think it'd be fun to kind of see how you evolve. And
yeah, I thought that the other day because it'd be different every time. So
cool. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for being with us on this stream. We're so excited for day 2 tomorrow. Make sure that you stick around for the rest of